Hello, hello, hello. So, I had a request to look at this Shieldmaiden Muscle Slider Beastmaiden edition. It's about 123 megabytes. Now, let's see. I think, is this ported? It looks like this might be the actual modder. Okay, so this is by Agnes the Magi, or Magi, but I say Magi. So, basically the idea here is that this will give your female abs and more muscle, not just abs, but I mean, that's going to be something you're going to see. And it affects the weight slider, and your max weight is going to be more muscled, and your lower weight is going to be less muscled. Now, as a part of this mod, what we want to do is show how this is supposed to work. Now, what the modder has said here is that if you put this mod below your skin textures and other mods like that, put it basically below your skin textures, then it will overwrite the parts that it needs to, but it will also use some of the things. Like here it says, for the whole setup, you must use a UNP based skin. So you're going to have to be UNP based. So that means either use a UNP body of some kind. It can be UNP, it can be 7 base, but it can't be CBBE and it can't be Nephilim. Okay? I'm going on what they're saying here. So it can't be CBBE based. So then you put this mod below your skin texture, and it will use the portions of that skin texture that it needs to use, but then it will also overwrite the parts it needs to overwrite, and it will keep you from having wrist seams and neck seams and mismatches. So we're going to take a look at this. I'm going to show you how I have this. I'm not sure what some of their pictures are showing. I mean, that's showing definitely a muscled girl. So you can see some of this. I have not played around with the Argonians or the Khajiits on this, so I haven't played around with anybody with this. But I did install this, and I did a restart, and I installed it based on what they're telling us here. So let me show you where I have this in the load order. Now this is my basic show load order. It doesn't have everything that we have in other stuff. Now if you come down in my character mods, you're going to see the usual stuff, and then I chose the 7 base body. Now the reason I chose the curvier 7 base body is to show off the muscles and everything. I'm going to use some skimpier mod. Okay, I'm going to use some skimpier armor to show off the muscles of the girl. So, okay, I'm planning on using Jade unless something goes wrong. Now, as I said, that's my body. Still got my eyes. This is my skin texture for my girls. It's a UNP skin texture, and I put Shieldmaiden below that. So that's quite a bit of space to put into this. The two together, make almost 250 megabytes, almost. Nonetheless, I put it down here, and that's it. That's all I did. So we're going to hop out into the game, and we're going to see how this works, if it works for us, okay? All right, so I'll see you there in a moment. All right, we're here in the cheat room, and I made her some skimpy armor, and you can see the muscles defined there. I have her weight set at max, so you're going to get more muscles. So you can see that in her abs there. Now her boobs are still going to be big. That's the way this body type is. Now we can go in and play with the weight slider a little bit. Now I'll tell you, when I was doing this earlier, I was getting a little lag out of this. But I think if we take our time, so you can see the muscles disappear. And you can see them reappear. The muscles really appear to be at the top end. When you go away from the top end, like they're still close. And then here we have I don't see really any muscle definition here. And then from here on, I think you're just shrinking her body. Yeah. there you can, I guess there's different things. Like here you can see the rib cage a little better. So there's some variation here. You have to go through each setting and allow it to make its change. But notice that it does also affect the breast size, okay? But if you want some muscly warrior women, this would not be a bad way to go. But notice that it does affect the breast size while you're doing this. So it's just something to be aware of. Now, that's pretty muscular right there. So you get some options, and you have to play around with the weight slider to see these options, and it's a little slow, okay? But the thing is, once it's set, you'll notice Jade here looks pretty tough with her abs and everything, and you'll see the back of their arms. Matter of fact, I guess we may just have to take this armor off. Give me a second. I was going to leave that on, but let's just take that off. And you can see her arms. Matter of fact, let's take the boots and gloves off. I was not going to do this, but I think it will help you see. See the muscle definition they've put on her? Her legs, her arms, her abs. Now she does not have the manly pecs, but that's okay. We could probably shrink her down, but then you notice the muscle definition changes, and it's not always in proportion to what you have her weight set at. So, nonetheless, if you wanted to get... Now, if I didn't use 7 base, if I used like UNP, she would not have as bigger boobs, and that might help you out, depending on the effect that you're going for. But to me, if you just look at this as you go through, this looks good. Let's stop here for a second, because she doesn't really look like she has a lot of muscle here. No, I don't see a lot of muscle here, so she doesn't have to have muscle. Okay. This is just something to look at. We might as well check it out while we're here. This is only going to take a minute. Oh, did it move me back? Why did it? Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. She's not really at that top weight. She was here. Then when you go down, she's going to get a little muscle definition back, but she's not as big. But see, so there's some options here. There's some options. If I try to go too slow, she skips, which is funny. But anyway, there's some options here, and you can get some good abs and muscle going on. So with that said, I think we're done here. This works the way it's supposed to, but you have to get it in the right place in your load order. And then when you're playing around, making your character, take your time with that weight slider, and because it looks like it takes a moment for everything to update and change. So just remember to take a minute with that and allow it a chance to do its magic. I'm going to take us now, and we're going to look at the mod, okay? All right, so your player character mods should be, in general, in this order, minus these extra ones I have for the shows. And this mod, the Shieldmaiden Muscle Slider mod, needs to be under the fair skin complexion mod, or whatever skin complexion you're using. If you're not using any, then I would just suggest that you put this at the bottom of your character mods, okay? Remember that this requires UNP. You can't use it with CBBE. It was just not made to work with it. I guess you could try it. I'm not going to try it because they say you need a UNP body, so I'm going to suggest that you just not even try it with CBBE. It's just not made for that, okay? After that, you can just have whatever normal mods you have. Your load order may be a little different from mine, but your character mods should be in this general order, and then your skin texture mod should come before this mod, because this mod is going to use a little bit of your own skin texture mod that you have, and then it's going to do its own thing as far as creating the muscle appearance. It's going to, do that little shading, that little artistic work to create the abs and all that. And I'm not an artist, so I can't really get into that. But anyway, that's what they're going to do. Okay. All right. So I hope this has been helpful. This was a request, and I was just trying to show where you should put this and then how this should work. And remember to take your time with that weight slider, because it appears that it takes a moment for it to update as you go through the changes, okay? All right. Now, I know we didn't look at beasts and all that, but I don't have anything special for Khajiits or Argonians like they did, so that mine would not look that good. I assume that most people would just want to see how the muscles work and where to put it in the load order so that they can use it. And I think we've accomplished that here. So I hope that is helpful to you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later. This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.